Hello there, Libras. Welcome to your May 2017 spiritual advice spread. So this is the first month that I'm implementing these spreads, mainly because I feel like this month, this year, 2017, a lot has happened overall, and there has been a lot of major, structural changes, as well as global energies that can be, I feel like it's very disruptive. So whenever a lot of things are happening around us, it's really important for us to get to the root of, where the problems might lie, as well as really connecting with our sense of, human agency to really figure out what we can change and what we don't have control over, so that we can redirect our energies towards a more, I guess, purposeful, vision when it comes to moving forward. Okay, so I basically did the same method that I did for the monthly reading, where I chose the major arcana cards that corresponds to each of the zodiac. I shuffle them, and your card came out first. So basically, the spiritual advice, I feel like some of you might be needing this right now more than the other signs. Okay, I'm going to go through all the signs. So this is just, my first run through, because I feel that, May is the beginning of the cycle. It's also one of my favorite months, mainly because there's a lot of possibilities out there. So let's just go into your reading. And I feel that the overall energy that is permeating this spread talks a lot about actions and consequences. Okay, so I feel like a lot of you have made a decision, and I feel that it might not have been a smart decision for yourself in 2017 overall. As a result of these decisions, a lot of irreconcilable differences, and a lot of, there were bridges that were burned, and there were feelings that were hurt. And I feel there is this sense of like things cannot go back to the way that they were, right? With the Five of Cups here. So, and I specifically get with this card, burn bridges. Things cannot go back to the way that they were. And so I feel that, the way that you figure in this spread here was that for a lot of you, the decision was contingent upon financial security. Okay, the situation was at a point where you feel that your financial security, your financial foundation, your financial base was so important that you had to make a decision to protect it, to preserve it. And it might also involve, like in a work environment where you had to do, no matter at whatever cost, you had to protect your role. You had to protect your position. You had to move ahead. And so it could basically be, I feel some of you might have done something where I'm sensing like getting yourself out of a situation because it really threaten your financial security. It really threatened all the things that you know and cherish and love. And you had to go about it in a way, it was sheer self-preservation, okay? So the decision, I felt like for some of you, it was a difficult work environment. You needed to get out of it. But I feel that the way that it was done was problematic because it created rifts and it burned bridges between people. And I also feel there was an element here where you might have withheld the truth, okay? And so one of the things here is, going back to actions and consequences. And because the major arcana that represents you, this is a card about karmic justice. This is a card pretty much about, whatever has been wrong will be righted. It might not come right away. It might be delayed. But there will be a time where we are going to be called upon to do the right thing and to behave in a way that is morally right for us. Okay, so I feel that whatever situation that you were getting away from, you are now in a position where there is a lot of success overall. Where there's a lot, this is the Six of Wands, overall success, getting very, very positive reception, getting very, very positive accolades. And the attention is on you. And so I feel that, it's sort of like dodging one situation and then being in another situation right now where you are very, very, very accountable, where you are in the spotlight. So a lot of people see what you're doing, and what you're doing wrong needs to be rectified. What you have done right will be, celebrated. So if there has been things that were wrong in the past, it's really important to rectify the situation in the present. Okay. So that basically means being a lot more willing to chip in, being a lot more of a team player, being a lot more ready to volunteer your time, volunteer your services, and to be very proactive about the work that you do, because you're in the limelight. So you no longer can hide behind the scenes. You no longer can hold on to, secrets and things like that if you have held on to them in the past. So I feel like it's like shifting from one karmic situation to the next, and what you do in this present moment is actually very important, okay? And so my advice here overall, this is what I'm seeing. We have the major arcana, the world, and the world basically deals with humanitarian endeavors. It basically deals with pretty much, like we're not all living in a bubble. We're not all, living for ourselves. So whatever situation that brought out this intense fear of security, where you felt like things were happening in a very unstable way, and you had to, make very, very swift decisions to protect yourself. It's basically hearkening back to that energy with the world here. It indicates we are all interconnected. And what one person does actually affects all the other parts and affects everybody in the situation as a whole. So in a way, we can say that it's on a vibrational level. It's a ripple effect, okay? If things were not presented in a truthful manner, or if decisions were not made out of higher consciousness, but rather made from a position of fear, the ripple effects will really affect the ability for you to achieve further success and to advance in your career and advance in life overall. So I feel overall there are some things that need to be adjusted. There are some things that are coming back here for review, especially for the next, 7 months for the rest of this year. So whatever has been problematic and has not been rectified, you have an opportunity to do it now. And granted, you're in a position where you're in a very, very public space, and a lot of eyes will be on you. But do the right thing and do the honorable thing so that you can move yourself along and feel like the burden has lifted off your chest. And I especially see, doing the right thing to mend some broken relationships, okay? I have a deck here that it's a playing card, and I love the imagery. So I usually do it to read imagery. We have here the Ten of Pentacles, and traditionally, if you transpose the meaning of this, it would be the Ten of Pentacles. So it basically means that, in the process of achieving that financial stability, you really want to think about, like what you had to do in order to get there, and whether or not the financial stability brings contentment, or does it feel kind of isolated and lonely, okay? And I also feel we have here the Nine of Cups, and this is based on this imagery. With the Nine of Cups, it deals heavily with emotional fulfillment, but at the same time, it's a very lonely, isolated card, and it also indicates as well having a lot of abundance, having a lot of love, having a lot of just overall financial, emotional abundance at our disposal, and oftentimes taking it for granted too. So reconnect with others, okay? I feel like this year is all about forging, like mending ties, mending rifts, overcoming, those emotional rifts, reconnecting with other people, because once again, we're not all living in a bubble. Our actions affect other people in a very energetic, cosmic way. And so You are a very, very smart sign, Libras. And I feel like you're the most directed of all the air sign. You're not scattered and, typically forgetful like a Gemini. And you also don't rationalize and, inundate yourself with fear like an Aquarius. So I feel like your energy is very, very directed. So it's all about, directing your energy to try to realign yourself. Okay. So that's all that I have for you. And I hope this is, helpful for somebody out there, because I feel like this is, the month where the spiritual advice might come in handy for you guys, on the heels of a Mercury retrograde cycle. Okay. Best of luck with everything. Take care of yourself. Bye bye.